On February 12, 2025, a U.S. Navy EA-18G Growler jet crashed into San Diego Bay near Naval Air Station, North Island during a landing attempt. The two pilots on board ejected safely before the aircraft impacted the water and were promptly rescued by a nearby fishing boat. They were then transferred to a U.S. Customs and Border Protection vessel and taken to a local hospital in stable condition. The incident occurred around 10:15 a.m. local time. The aircraft remains submerged, and response teams have secured the area with containment booms to minimize environmental impact from fuel and debris. An investigation into the cause of the crash is ongoing. This event follows a previous EA-18G Growler crash in October 2024 near Mount Rainier, Washington, which resulted in the deaths of 2 crew members. Both incidents involved aircraft from Naval Air Station. Aviation experts and former military pilots are grappling with unanswered questions surrounding the U.S. Navy EA-18G Growler crash into San Diego Bay on February 12, 2025. While the 2 pilots miraculously survived, the incident has raised serious concerns about what might have caused a state-of-the-art electronic warfare aircraft to go down during a routine maneuver. Dr. Rex Rivolo, a former Pentagon analyst who evaluated F/A-18 aircraft from 1992 to 2009, expressed his shock over the accident, calling it absurd for such a modern aircraft to crash under non-combat conditions. For a modern aircraft with 2 engines, not in combat, not on the range, just flying around to crash, is just absurd, Rivolo told 10 News. Having extensively studied and flown in the Growler's predecessor, Rivolo described the aircraft as a super shining star in terms of performance and reliability. There were never any issues. It performed better than it was designed to do, and it never really had any concerns of any kind, he said. The program was really a showpiece of how to do things right. Rivolo believes the investigation will quickly yield answers, given that both pilots survived. However, he raised key questions, particularly whether the aircraft was actually on a landing approach as the Navy reported and what flight conditions were at the time of the crash. Retired Marine Corps pilot Ron Alvarado, speaking to NBC7, analyzed the crash location near Point Loma and suggested that the aircraft may have been in a turn when it lost lift or control inputs. The wreckage of the aircraft was found and a containment boom was placed around the crash site to minimize the spread of fuel and debris, according to the Navy. The aircraft remains submerged, and response teams are actively assessing the scene, a U.S. Navy spokesperson said. Environmental and safety teams are working to mitigate any potential impacts. There are no reports of civilian injuries or damage at this time. It's not clear what led to the crash, and an investigation is underway. Heather Alt and her husband, Brian Alt, witnessed the crash from their dining room window and recalled the plane's engine being so loud in its fast descent that it shook the house. It was terrifying, she told NBC San Diego. I could see the underside of the plane. It looked like it just nosedived straight into the water. The Navy warned the public not to touch or collect any debris that may wash ashore, and if any debris is found, it should be reported to local authorities or Naval Base Coronado. The EA-18G Growler has the most advanced technology in airborne electronic attack and is the Navy's first line of defense in hostile environments, according to the Navy. It features sensors and weapons that make it lethal with systems to counter threats. The EA-18G Growler is a specialized variant of the F/A-18 Super Hornet, designed to provide advanced electronic warfare capabilities. The Growler is equipped with sophisticated radar jamming, signal disruption, and electronic attack systems, making it a crucial asset in modern air combat. The aircraft is capable of suppressing enemy air defenses, disrupting communications, and supporting strike missions in high-threat environments. The Growler is primarily operated by electronic attack squadrons within the U.S. Navy, including VAQ-135, which is based at Naval Air Station, NAS, Whidbey Island, Washington. The first operational Growler was delivered to Whidbey Island in 2008, and since then, the aircraft has played a vital role in global military operations. The Growler's two-seat configuration consists of a pilot in the front and an electronic warfare officer (EWO) in the rear, who manages the aircraft's complex jamming and countermeasure systems.